cost comes down to 111, you see what this can make. The question is, will India be a leader and make 300 million tons of ordinary steel by 2035? Or India will be the largest maker of green steel in the world, is a question that we have to understand. Finally, my last topic of the day, innovation digital printing. Pre-painted steel has been now in the market for about 50 years. Pretty boring. Blue, Seco red, 9002. There's no interest. What do? And a lot of architects will say, if we had some kind of a product that was more appealing, more aesthetic, then probably we could have done so much more. So digital printing is the norm of the day. What is this? This is a pre-painted, multi-storied complex, but it's printed. How does it look? This is my close-up against it. We talk about low-cost housing. This is low-cost housing. This is where you can do a ton of things with low-cost housing. And this is what India needs. And India needs this. So what is digital printing? Digital printing is pre-painting with metal strips to overcome the issues of radio printing, for lamination, for sheet-fed printing, and so on and so forth. This is why the goals were achievement, printing any digital image, any high-resolution image, a photo or a computer can be used, so on and so forth. This is how it used to be in the multi-pass stage. This is how it is done on a single stage. Now we have a full-fledged unit working in North America. I will not go into proprietary information because of non-disclosures. Sharing these details were a mess because I had to go to 10 people to take permission. It's working. We have a digital printing setup running in the US. The challenge was how to get the inks and coatings right that would sustain the weathering of digital printing. And that's why American Precoat did a lot of work. We are successful. We filed 3 patents on it. The current production that is going on is absolutely on American Precoatings and coatings on digital printing. This is the difference, Gravure 1, Gravure 2, and the rest 2 are digital printed. We can show you more examples. This is on a dot matrix, how the digital printing works, Gravure versus industrial, a typical digital printing section. All you need is about 20 meters, and this is a digital printing line. How does it happen? It happens like this, the live digital printing on the coil. These are coils. I cannot run the video. What a waste of resource. I had to probably fly 4 hours. But I can run the videos because my Mac's not connecting. But these are videos I could run for you with permission to show actual digital printing in production. The actual coil. Box 1, managing the present. Of course, we have a balance sheet, so you've got a fiduciary responsibility towards our shareholders, our stakeholders. We have to manage the present. But then where do you want to get at 2035? And what do you do today to be there in 2035? What do you do? What intermittent steps do you take? I've been on the board of many Fortune 50. And I've seen, when you talk about the innovation program, all it talks about is enterprise resource platform, ERP, Six Sigma. That's not innovation. Selectively ignore the best and create the future. If you want to be in 2035, the largest green steel maker in the world, because make no mistakes, if there is a brown tax, the way people thought there will be no export tax on steel ever in India, do not make that mistake again. Congratulations to all of you. We've become the most populated country day before yesterday. We overtook China. We officially 1.4 billion people. Do we produce enough goods and services? We are a net importer by miles. When we were a $1 trillion economy, our foreign reserves were $225 billion. We are $3 trillion plus. By any measure of extrapolation linear, we should have been $700 billion. We are at $400 billion. We consume. It's a great news. We also need to produce and This is India's decade, provided we understand the pledge that we take. If we can take a pledge to do things different, if we can take a pledge and say, yes, you have to look at products and services in a different manner. Tesla is not the most valuable company because it's an electric car company. Tesla is the most valuable company because it's the most innovative product on the market. It's the most safest product in the market. It holds its value. So can we do green steel? Of course. And now, it's not my choice, it's not your choice. The government of India says $2.3 billion subsidies available for green hydrogen. That's the only way we have to look at it. And it's possible. We have landmass. You've got great people, great corporations. If I were to ask you, name 4 great steel companies in India. Any shout-outs? 4 great steel companies in India. Tata, Jindal, ArcelorMittal, the Steel Authority, right? Now, name 4 great companies of steel in China. Bao, yes. Number 2. You won't get to 4. Is the message clear? It's not about numbers. It's not about a million tons. It's about what you do and how you innovate. A few words about American precoat. We are the only electro-galvanizing steel manufacturer from here until France. The last electro-galvanized steel manufacturer is in Korea. There's no electro-galvanizing steel. We do it. We've localized 36 projects. We did the ECU, electronic controller unit for airbags. We did the engine gaskets. We did backplate for TVs. And we've done umpteen number of jobs in localizing. And people were surprised. Where did you come from? How did you do? The question is, electro-galvanizing steel is not about steel. It's about chemistry. I don't know why they call it steel. Because you buy steel, you don't make steel. You convey the surface of the steel. And I said, look, if you read your history well, Magnitogorsk in Russia has been doing electro-galvanizing pre-painting for the last 35, 40 years. Am I correct? We do it. We had the second largest, Eurocode had the second largest market share of coil coatings in North America, and we were very proud to be associated with that. We sold that business to Exalta DuPont in 2018. So we are proud to have a series of patents and IPRs in coil coating, futuristic, in steel making. We not only make paints and coatings, we also make steel. So we understand what our steel plant is, what it takes to be green, what it takes to be innovative, what it takes to be successful, and what it takes to dream to be where you want to be in 2030, and what it takes to do today to be where you want to be in 2030. This is a moment we presented to Minister of Steel last November. He was glad to see it. He said, I'm very proud that finally something that was 100% import substituted is now produced in India. So let's take a pledge. Export duty was just a knock on the door. We cannot keep on polluting the atmosphere just because we need to have a good balance sheet. It will not work. And the day we have a brown tax imposed, I'll get 1 million calls again as to how did you know. It's not rocket science. And we can do it. Coal gasification is a boon for India because that generates hydrogen. We have low calorific coal here. The question is to graduate, to learn from coal gasification and to graduate to green hydrogen. We don't have to copy the world. We have to do things different. We have always been doing things different. It's a pledge. He wanted to create a museum of poverty. What would you want to create? And what would you want to leave for your children? I lay these questions open for this great seminar, a great summit for the rest of the day. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming. I'll be here all day. Feel free to ask any questions.